2012-21, do you see that entry?
Yes.
And can you describe for the jurors what's depicted on that line?
It is squad 320 is code 4.
And so that means what to do?
CNC.
And incidentally, this 2012 is military time, that's 8/12, correct?
Correct.
I suspect you're far more accustomed to translating that than the rest of us.
Very much.
Yeah. And then the next line down, can you describe for the jurors what's there?
It says 8:30 is out with squad 320. That is when the squad arrived.
That is when the, what, I'm sorry?
The 8:30 Park squad is now with squad 320 at that location.
And then if we move down to the next line, a whole bunch of stuff there. Not really concerned, that's just all coding for some information requested, I assume.
Yes, that is 8:30, put something in the call.
Okay. So then we'll move to the next page and we'll expand this so we can see it. And actually, there's 2 pages. We'll probably pull up both at the same time so we can look at them as we go along.
Hi, I'm tagging
Drawing
right
your
now.
attention to the second line at 22.
Sure, there's people already there.
Yes.
Can you describe what's
Stop.
listed there, what that line is about?
I believe I heard EMS code 2 for a mouth injury requested by the squad.
And so that's 320 calling in for that, correct?
Correct.
And
Okay.
so code 2, you told us earlier.
I was doing that thing again
And then
where I can't see most of the people I normally tag. Get out of the way, mutt. There we go. Hello, people. Hello, Marta.
Hello.
We are home.
Yep.
Mojo is
still
really
home.
needy right now. What are you doing? Say hi to the people. Hey, Mojo.
Moho,
Say hi to the people.
say hi. Say hi.
Over here.
Over here.
Over here. There you go. Show him the good eye.
Mojo. So we've just been watching the George Floyd trial. Excuse me.
Or the cop that
I
killed
mean,
him.
the
Yeah.
cop who killed George Floyd, his trial. They're talking to the dispatcher right now, who's just, explaining what went on from her perspective. And they did say there was one dispatcher they're gonna talk to. I don't know if it's this one or not, but where the dispatcher, like after the police had already been called, the dispatcher was somehow saw what was going on her screen. And she also called the police on the police. The dispatcher called. And so I don't know if that's the one or if it's a different
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
But
Hey, we got somebody from the Isle of Man. Hello. And Stephanie is Stevie. Oh, look at that. Look at Mojo's eye.
oh,
Well,
you
hello,
sure did do a good
everybody.
eye. Hello. Hope everybody had a good weekend.
Yep.
So now, of course, so, Louisiana opened up vaccines to everybody 16 and over. So yesterday, I got a text from Nola Reddy and it said, we're doing walk-ins at the convention center. You don't need an appointment. Do walk-ins from like 4 until like 4:30. And then at 5:30, they were like, there are still slots available. So like the people weren't even trying to snatch them up. So they didn't actually, but then, some people did show up because they had leftovers. But it's like, it hasn't even been 2 weeks since I got my shot and I had to fight for that shit. I had to fight. And now they're like begging people to come to the convention center. And today also from 7 in the morning to 4:30.
Are you afraid her?
It's like, I don't even know when I'm gonna get my second dose.
Yeah. Yeah, Stevie, we haven't seen you in a while. I've got, I think, 4 or 5 more days on Facebook Live jail.
Stevie
we'll
had
go back over
Passover
there.
last night.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna ask you about those shed plates that it had like little divots in them so you can put everything in there. And I think the one where she had the egg, I think it said egg on there, so I think it like tells you what to put where. I think there was horseradish. I think it was horseradish on the bottom of the screen, but you couldn't see the writing. But yeah, it's like a step-by-step tutorial, I guess, of what food to put on your plate during Passover.
Well, that's interesting because I just spent a long time yesterday arguing with somebody when I talked about closed practices have initiation rituals. That's what makes them closed. And she said, well, Judaism's a closed practice and it doesn't have initiation rituals. And I looked it up immediately.
Can you say bar mitzvah or
circumcision?
yeah, I mean, but then you said a bunch of Jewish people hopped on to say,
Yeah,
like,
and then
yeah, we do have initiatory practices.
Well, and it's funny because this woman before that, she said, well, I'll listen to all the black people on whether hoodoo's closed practice or not. I said,
but
I've talked to plenty of black people.
But you won't listen to the
you
Jewish
won't listen to
people
the Jew.
telling her that there are initiations.
She
in Judaism.
argued all day. I was getting ready to block her. I was so sick of the traffic on there. But yeah, it was an Orthodox Jew came on and says, no, we do have initiation.
But she won't listen to that.
And if you try and join from the outside, well, there's a whole bunch of other ones on top of those three that we hear about. So it was really a stupid argument. And like I said, in my video when I stitched her, it's like, you should look shit up before talking shit. Because otherwise somebody's going to stitch you like this and show the whole world that you're a dumbass. An ignorant dumbass. And she was a bigot too. It was all about my race. So I got to call her an ignorant bigot.
So I have a question. When somebody gets stitched, can they like block it or have it not show up or whatever?
So
they can't do anything.
I've had some people delete the video later, but the stitch still exists.
The stitch is still there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Like I gotta go stitch Wesley Loves Jesus since she stitched me back, and I stitched.
You told me what did she say? What was her?
I was just talking about that the archangels aren't saints, even though we happen to have all four of those happen to be saint names, and that worshiping saints isn't done. So I got to go back to her now. It's like to her whole premise
Worshipping
is like
saints isn't done. Is that what she said?
yeah, it's not done. It's a blasphemy, that kind of thing. And it's like because she's not Catholic, so now I get to go back and say, oh, I see. So not only is everybody in every other religion in the world wrong, segments of your own religion are wrong. Different factions. There's only one faction in all of Christianity that has it right. Okay, cool. Yeah. But it was fun. I stitched Wesley Loves Jesus because, she's great to rant at, and my ratings go through the fucking roof every time I do. The divots are in English and Hebrew.
Oh, okay. Show them the divots in the plate.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Circumcision, mikveh for converts. Yes.
Yeah, in Russian, well, obviously it's a Jewish thing, but yeah, in Russian we say mikvah. I don't know that much about it. I mean, it's kind of like I know somebody who married a really Jewish person, and she had to get a mikvah, but I don't know exactly I don't know if you do it before you get married or I don't know nothing about it. But I do know some people who had to do it before they married into a Jewish family.
Well, you need a good protection spell while you're on my channel, so go troll it. There's several protection spells in there somewhere. Years worth of material, over a decade worth of material on this channel. What are all these other people talking about over here? Or you have to go before a jury before conversion. I also have heard, I knew somebody that converted and they like slammed the door in their face the first 3 times they approached the rabbi to seek initiation. And I was told that that's traditional in a lot of segments. If you try and convert, they tell you no several times. You have to be persistent. But I don't know if they all do the same thing. Pretty typical Passover plate. I've never seen one.
Yeah, I've never seen one either. Cool. And she had a beet,
A beet.
like a whole beet, and somebody asked her what that was. She said that was the vegetarian alternative to lamb. I guess the people who eat meat had. I think you said lamb, but then if you don't eat meat, you get a beet.
If you don't eat meat, you get a beet. All right.
Yeah.
I could get that on a T-shirt. Right, and kind of like a Hebrew-looking font.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then I would just be totally culturally appropriating. I'm not a Jew.
Your son is part Jew.
I guess so. He's not listening.
No. Yeah, so I'm half on my dad's side. So, I mean, technically, I don't think in Judaism or in Russian Orthodoxy, if you take on whatever religion your mother has, so technically, I guess I'm not half Jewish because that was on my dad's side. My mom was like half Catholic and half Russian Orthodox, and so even like during the Soviet Union, like when they had like the entry number 5 that said your like ethnicity right, and if you were Jewish, it said Jewish, and I guess mine wasn't gonna say that if we stay there because my mom.
Very odd, though, for such a patriarchal tradition to have the woman carry the Jew gene.
And the Russians feel the same, like the Russians who, never liked Jews and are Russian Orthodox, they also won't consider anything that's not on the mom's side. So according to both camps, the Jewish one and the non-Jewish one, I'm not Jewish. But I think I am. I mean, I don't even, the only family I know is the Jewish side, so whatever.
I always remember they had this in Santa Cruz. It was like an interfaith meeting to support the LGBTQ community, and people from all these different faiths were there. And I'm standing there talking to this rabbi for like the longest time, and he said, "Well, what do you do?" I said, "Oh, I teach." He said, "So you teach? Yeah, you teach like Judaism?" And so I said, and then I looked down and I go, "No, I only got 5 points." He goes, "Oh, I didn't even see that." I said, "Well, people see what they expect to see, so."
Yeah, like I was years and years ago, I was in LA shopping with my mom and I had a pentacle on and this lady was talking to me and she fully thought it was the Star of David.
I mean, they do come from the same source.
Yeah.
They come from Solomon, so yeah. Same book, side by side, actually.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, the ship, I haven't totally, don't do that. I haven't totally followed up, but they freed the ship that was stuck in the Suez Canal. So I don't know if that means like other boats can now pass it or if it's just still ahead of the pack or what's happening.
Well, that's the thing.
I don't even, what did they do that actually worked? Was it enough dredging?
I think it was enough dredging.
Okay.
But the thing is, they got ships on each side stuck waiting to go through. And I look at the size of that canal. It's like, even if that ship wasn't sideways, I couldn't see fitting 2 of those
It's narrow.
passing each other.
Yeah.
So maybe it's one way. I don't know. I don't know how the fucking thing works. Or they
Well,
have to take turns. Okay, now
I
somebody's
think-
coming this way.
I think
we
it
wait.
has to be one way. Like you go in there,
Yeah.
do whatever you're gonna do with the boat, and then you go out the opposite way. I don't think you turn around and go back the same way that other boats are coming in. I don't think it works that way. I'm pretty sure it is one way.
Well,
Because, I'm a canal expert.
where did okay, so
What?
so how did the boats get there?
What do you mean how the boats get there?
There's a canal connecting this sea to that sea, and this one's all full of ships. Is there a canal somewhere over here that got them to that sea? I need to look at a map.
I saw, remember I showed you yesterday? I don't know if I still have it, but it has
The satellite
a view
picture?
from space.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might help you, help me look at it and see.
Interesting.
Okay,
Learning
so
all kinds of Jew stuff on
giant
Passover.
container ship is on the move. Ever given notice? Okay. I just want to see. Finally been dislodged from both banks of the global trade route after it ran aground. Tugboats were pulling the Ever Given toward the Great Bitter Lake, a wide stretch of water in the middle of the Suez Canal, for technical inspection.
Oh, so they have a lake in the middle of the canal. Maybe that's how they would navigate around each
Well,
other.
if you
You'd have
see,
to really control the
this is
traffic.
all the boats waiting,
Yeah.
and there's the canal.
Yeah.
So they all go here, and then they go in, but I don't think they go back out here. I think they go up, and there's some other exit up there, I think. These are just all the boats waiting.
It's not a part of the world I have learned much about. So.
I mean, honestly, I've heard of it, but I didn't know it was in Egypt. I had no idea.
I kind of knew because we had just studied canals in Sasha's schooling.
So that boat, the Ever Given, is
Oh.
one of the largest container ships in existence, nearly as long as the Empire State Building is tall.
It was nuts. And it
Yeah.
had more containers than I've ever seen on it.
It's loaded with some 18,000 containers and weights, 220,000 tons. 220,000 tons. So I'm not surprised that it got stuck. Let's see, the severing of the shipping meeting, let's see. Early Monday, they announced the 1,300-foot ship had been dislodged from the eastern bank of the canal, and tugboats were shepherding it back on course. Here's the satellite images. Hold on. Okay, so this is how it looked like yesterday when they were all waiting. And then this is how it usually looks. I mean, there's still a lot of boats there, but they're like kind of information getting ready to go
Yeah.
through. But then you look at this one and they're just all over the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking like whatever's up here is probably the way to get out.
Damn, you're gonna have to charge your phone again.
Yeah, I've been charging.
Right. So, just watching George Floyd die over and over again because the trial's on. I think what they're showing us here is this must be the camera that the dispatcher had access to.
I'm guessing because they're talking to the dispatcher right now.
And so the dispatcher called the police on the police.
Yeah, like she saw what was happening and she knew, I mean, other people had already called the police, which is why it was on her radar to begin with. But I guess apparently she also called 911, the dispatcher, after she saw what was going on.
So I just don't get in what scenario you put a suspect that's handcuffed in back of your patrol car and then take him out. Only time I've ever done that was to rope
Wait.
it up, to hog tie somebody.
Hold on.
What?
So he was in the
He's,
unit,
Yeah.
and then they took him out after that.
Yeah, they even have a dispatch. We're taking one out, which means they're taking somebody out of the patrol car,
Yeah.
which apparently they have to call in.
So they took
See,
him
look,
out.
look, there he is. He's in the patrol car.
Okay.
This guy's getting
So
ready to
I
take
don't
him
e-
out over
I
here,
don't
and that's where
even-
they kneel on
Why
his
do
neck.
why do they even take him out of the
That's
car?
what
If
I'm
he's
saying.
already in the
It's-
car and he's handcuffed, he's not armed.
Yes, it's at least extremely irregular.
Yeah, I mean, why would you do that?
And they said he was like freaking out in the back. He was claustrophobic or something. I never cared about anybody freaking out in the back. We had a plexiglass fucking
Yeah.
barricade thing there. You get in the fucking back, that does
Yeah,
my
that
job.
doesn't mean you take him out of the
Yeah,
car
and my
and
job
put
was
your
to
knee on
get
the
him into
neck.
the back and then
Yeah.
take him, and then the only place I'm going to take him out is, jail.
And apparently, I actually heard this at the time, but I forgot. Apparently, this whole thing was over the fact that he paid with a counterfeit bill.
Trying to buy a pack of smokes.
Yeah.
And so it seems like the defense's only defense today is
That he was a drug addict.
there was drugs in his system, and that he swallowed some pills when the cops showed up or something to hide him from the
Yeah,
cops.
that's what they're using for their defense. But
Yeah.
this woman on CNN,
See, look,
they
they're
were
coming around. They're going to
Yeah.
haul him out.
they were analyzing it, and this woman on CNN is like, well, if somebody has a heart condition and you shoot them in the heart and they die, you can't blame the heart condition.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's like, okay, maybe he had a lot of drugs in his system, but the point is, he wouldn't have died if a knee wasn't on his neck.
Yeah. It sounds like some of those stupid COVID arguments they had for a while. It's like, oh no, they really died of, heart failure. And it's like, well, the COVID caused the heart failure.
Exactly.
See, yeah, okay, so I think
Is he still in there?
they're like struggling with him in the car. It's like, God, I don't know, man. You cuff him,
It's
you
like,
get him in
why
the car.
are you taking him out of the
you
car?
put the seatbelt on him, and it's like a little jail cell. You can't
over,
get out.
over a counterfeit 20.
Yeah.
They did this.
Wow. So this will be pretty interesting. But, we're gonna, they're probably gonna, they won't convict him, and then there'll be new riots. And they'll say, see, Democrats, they love riots.
I hope they
It's
convict him.
Antifa. Yeah. It's only about
I
4
heard
days
he's
worth of
getting his ass beat in jail, and they had to like move him to solitary.
Well, that's a given. You don't take a cop, especially a cop that's that well known, and put him in general population. That isn't fucking done unless they're trying to kill
I'm
you.
actually surprised that they did that. 'Cause
Well, I remember we were
even
watching,
like the worst murderers and rapists and
Yeah.
stuff, they still worry about their protection, and they'll, you know, separate them from the Gen Pop.
Yeah.
But
Well, I remember we were watching NCIS one time, and the mayor, who's a total dickhead, and they hate, one of their officers got put in fucking jail, and she was in solitary confinement, and the mayor got her moved to General Pop. And why they moved her to General Pop was so somebody could try and kill her.
and so what she ended up doing is she purposely got into a fight so they'd put her back in the
I
hole.
think she punched a guard.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they take her out of Gen Pop because
Yeah.
that was the only way she'd be able to survive.
Okay, so now they have hauled him out of the car, and now it's where all the
Why are there
meetings
4
happen.
people? He's handcuffed.
Uh,
There's 4 cops.
So look, so they're
swarming
already
around
kneeling on him now, and
Yeah.
I don't see the person that recorded it even there yet, unless it's the
Yeah.
guy over here by the bus stop. I don't see
know.
anybody with a camera, so,
Yeah, eventually there were quite a few people that are like, you know, telling him the cop that he's killing him and to get
Yeah.
off his neck, and telling the cops that we're recording this on our phone. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people were telling him to get
Well-
his knee off the neck.
well, that's the thing, Tony, we dealt with a lot of bullshit, and then after the Trump supporters stormed the Capitol, a bunch of Republicans came out and talked about how, the Democrats totally supported all the riots that happened and all the stuff from after George Floyd and all that stuff. I don't know one that did. I don't know one that came out and said, I am in support of rioting and looting.
Yeah,
Yes, we are all of us libtards. We are in support of rioting and looting. There isn't one fucking person said anything like that.
yeah.
Just looking at the screen all day long. This is going to be on, I think. And yeah, so the defense's defense seemed pretty much, that he had drugs in his system, and trying to make some sort of probable cause arguments in the beginning. I think, kneeling on a person's neck for 9 minutes and 59 seconds, any reasonable person would have the reasonable belief that would end a person's life. So I don't really know how they're gonna do the probable cause. And then and of course, you had to bring up reasonable doubt. I say, I don't think it's reasonable to doubt that kneeling on a person's neck for 9 minutes and 59 seconds will not result in their death. I think it's rather unreasonable, that belief. So I don't really know how they're gonna spin these mental gymnastics here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just checking in all the people. Hey, Kimberly. There's only about 4 days worth of traffic blocked up. Okay, that's a lot of traffic in 4 days. If you look at the satellite picture.
Well, the
dude.
canal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of ships there waiting.
Oh my God. Trump hogs mic at Mar-a-Lago wedding reception to bash Biden. So I guess somebody had a
Oh,
wedding
God.
there, and he took the mic and said, "Do you miss me yet?" Former president asked instead of talking about the happy couple.
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
Really?
me too.
Trump got the mic and made it about him? Oh my God. Stupid fool. Why is he not in jail? Come on, people, file your fucking cases. Haul the bitch away. I need to see this. I need to see him in a jumpsuit. You see him hauled away. Even if they, throw a garment over the cuffs, I don't care. I want to see it. Have to see it. I think it's necessary for the healing of the nation that we see that. Late again. Not much, Heather. Talking about the vaccine. Talking about the trial for the cop that murdered George Floyd is happening now, so we've been watching that all morning, talking about that. We talked about the Suez Canal is now open. We pontificated whether or not it's a one-way canal or not.
It would be too much traffic if
Yeah.
it was a one-way, I mean, a two-way canal,
Yeah.
I think.
So yeah, really didn't miss much.
Who was that? Was
I'm
they?
sure it's exciting as hell. Heather, I think. Oh, Kimberly. Oh, no, wait, that was Heather, sorry. But Kimberly was late too. So there you are, you're up to date, I think.
So I'm still waiting to
Working
get
there.
my second vaccine. Like I said earlier, it's open to everybody. Walk-ins. You don't even need an appointment at the convention center. It's like less than 2 weeks after I had to move mountains to get an appointment. Now they're like begging people to walk in. Even when they're supposed to be finished, they'll send something. So we still have a couple hundred extra.
I think it was a few months ago, Heather, actually, like when it starts to get spiky right here, that's when I have to redo the sides and the back and shit. I tend to keep this part. It's
remember when-
it's like a fat mohawk.
When Sasha's hair
When I
would,
do it.
okay, let go.
Yeah.
When Sasha's hair would start to grow back after we cut it, he'd always have like a piece of this, like in the back of his head. I have a lot of cowlicks
Yeah.
in my hair, and he has one like right in the back. So cute.
Yeah, and it's warm enough, I think, to do the haircut. I'm kind
The-
of surprised that I did it so early because it was cold.
Oh, for you?
Yeah.
They're talking about Sasha.
No,
Okay.
no. I definitely got to cut his hair.
Yeah,
but
don't
not
shave it,
that,
though.
no. Oh yeah, sometimes it slicks more than other times. I don't know. Hello, Elizabeth. We're here too, talking about random shit,
Yeah.
like we do.
I don't know that there's anything else going on.
I don't know that there is. There's really only 4 people here. Look at that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Probably got to go do school stuff,
yeah,
homeschool.
yeah.
We're gonna do homeschool, and I guess we'll see you tomorrow. When I'm sure we'll have much more to talk about
Yeah.
on the Stay the Fucking Home Show. Stay the Fucking Home Show. Oh God, here they